We have landed. I'm walking to the exit and I'm getting so nervous. Oh my god, I'm actually home. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Seibold and thank you for clicking onto this video. As you can tell, I'm actually already home. I just came home from a 5-month trip away. I was solo backpacking, I did a road trip with my mum, and then I was traveling around with some friends. And now I'm home and it's been such a crazy ride. So this video is all about me kind of talking about what it feels like coming home and just me coming home. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. So I'm flying home tomorrow and that is so surreal. I need to kind of sort out my thoughts before I can fully say what I'm thinking. So I booked my flight home about 2 weeks ago, and since then it's been a complete roller coaster in my mind thinking of going back home. The one side is thinking I'm so excited, I can't wait, I'm really excited to be back home, get in my routine, see my family, and just be home. You know, home is such a nice place and I love my home. But there's also this other side of me that I think is something that travelers don't really talk about too much, but I think it's something that's so normal for being gone for so long from home, and especially going by myself. I've been solo traveling. I started off solo traveling and then I started traveling with friends and I saw my family in between, but I've been gone from home for 5 months. And the thing that I'm trying to say is that I think there's this feeling of being nervous for going home, and I kind of just wanted to talk about how I kind of feel about those nerves, because maybe other people can relate to it. So let me just share my thoughts with you. When I left in November to start traveling, I feel like I was a completely different person to who I am now. And I know that sounds a bit cringy or cliche or whatever you want to call it, but being gone for so long and seeing so many new perspectives on life, talking to new people, just learning and growing whilst traveling, I really feel like I've become such a different version of myself, and I've grown so much, especially within. I've grown in self-confidence and the way I view the world, the way I see people. It's just, I've changed a lot, and I feel like this is something that can make you nervous. As I keep saying, I've been gone for such a long time, and I'm coming back into a space where things have stayed the same. I'm coming back home to the same town, the same people, my family, the routines, everything's the same, and I'm the one who's changed. And it's not worrying me, but it kind of makes me nervous to think about the fact that I don't know if I fit into this life I have at home because of who I am now. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to home, but it also makes me nervous to think that I kind of need to slide back differently into my old life, and the people that I used to spend 24/7 with at home, they're all still how they were before I left, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I have changed, and it's not that I don't think that I'm not going to fit in with the same people I used to, but it's that I don't know how people are going to view me. I don't know how they're going to not accept me. I know I'm going to be accepted, and I just feel like it might be difficult or just different to come back. What I'm trying to say is that I don't think that coming home is necessarily always that easy as how people make it seem like, and that I fully now understand how some travelers might feel after coming home from being gone for such a long time. And I'm realizing how there are different emotions that come into play that aren't necessarily excited or completely enthusiastic or I can't wait to get home. Yes, there is that side as well, but I'm realizing now as the time comes that I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'm thinking about it, And I'm so grateful for everything I've experienced, and I'm definitely going to talk about that more either at the end of this video or in my next video. But there is just that element of not necessarily everything is positive about coming back home. Okay, quick intervene before the video carries on. The next clip's actually me already travelling home, but before that I just wanted to say that things kind of changed after the last video you saw, because my flight actually got cancelled. So I was supposed to fly home the next day around midday, but my flight got cancelled because of the flooding in Dubai, and that gave me an extra day, but it also, I couldn't really do anything on that day because I was trying to rebook my flight. But that also just showed me that whilst traveling, things just change, and you just kind of have to go with the flow, and there are always hurdles, even towards the end. Even on your last day, something could happen, and that's something that I definitely learned whilst traveling, is that you just gotta be on the ball, take what comes, and you just gotta take what life kind of throws at you. But yeah, so that was just a quick intervene. My flight got cancelled, so this is 2 days later, with a lot of stress behind me, but I made it and I managed to book a new flight. So yeah, let's keep going. Good morning, everyone. I look so tired, oh my gosh. It's 4:15 in the morning and my flight leaves at 6:15, so I have time. I need to walk to the airport, like 15-minute walk. It's absolutely fine, but it's really early, so yeah. It's also so surreal now that I'm actually flying home, because yesterday it was so complicated about what's happening with my flight, and I just didn't know when I'm flying, when I'm coming home, and now it's like my flight is in nearly 2 hours, and it feels so strange actually knowing that I'm going home now. It's so bizarre. I've been gone for such a long time, and now I'm actually coming home. It's just, there are so many thoughts in my head. It's crazy. Okay, well, this is strange. I just said bye to David, and now I'm walking to the airport. It doesn't feel, it feels so surreal. I'm actually going home now. I think emotions might hit on the plane. I have a 4-hour flight to Melbourne, and then I'm there for 7 hours, and then I have my long flight, well, my second flight, and I think I'm gonna get a bit emotional on that second flight because it's so long, and I'm actually like going home. You know, right now it's just kind of like I'm heading to Melbourne, but I think on that second flight I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I'm actually going home, what the heck. But yeah, saying goodbye to David was already sad, and now I'm going home. So ooh, it's gonna be an interesting travel day, and it's a long day as well. I think it's like 32 hours in total. So yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a day. So coming home was supposed to be a surprise, and only my dad knew, but I told my brother and my mum at the airport that I was coming. Hey ihr!
Hallo!
Ich muss euch was leider sagen.
Was ist los?
Ich komme nach Hause.
Cool! Ja.
Okay, I have made it to Melbourne. My first flight is done. It went pretty well. It was delayed. So it went really well. It was delayed at first because the fog was too much and we couldn't like start. But then once we got going, it was fine. And yeah, so that's the first flight checked off the list. So now I'm in Melbourne and I have 7-hour layover. So my next flight is to Abu Dhabi, and then I think it's like 13 hours, and then I have a 2-hour layover in Abu Dhabi, and then I have a 6-hour flight to Zurich. And I'm really excited because technically me coming home was supposed to be a surprise, but because of everything that happened yesterday of my flight being cancelled, my brother, my mum like noticed things because I was calling my dad a lot, and they were getting pretty worried that something had happened, so I decided to surprise them over the phone and tell them that I'm coming home early. And yeah, they were really excited about it, and now I'm really excited because they're going to be picking me up from the airport. As much as I wanted to surprise them, it's nice to like land and already feel like I've properly come home and be able to hug everyone. But I still have a long travel day in front of me. Okay, so let me quickly share with you what I'm feeling right now, because when I got on the plane I was really confused. Like, I wasn't confused, but I just didn't understand. Like, it didn't get to my head that I'm actually flying home. It just kind of felt like I'm flying to a new destination and not actually home. And then when I was in the plane, I was listening to music, and I was listening to the music that I've been listening to on the road trip with David, and I was like, oh my god, okay, this trip is actually coming to an end. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've done so much. And I think in my next flight I'm gonna be looking through photos and like writing some of my favorite memories down, just to like sort out my whole traveling in my mind before I come home. And I think that's gonna make it easier for me to tell stories and to like kind of process the last 5 months, because it's been a long time and I've experienced so much, which I'm so grateful for. But I think that's something that I need to do before I get home. Otherwise, I'm just going to be so overwhelmed when I get back and everyone's asking me questions. But yeah, I felt good. But as I said, I was starting to realise this is the end of the trip, and that did feel pretty weird. It didn't make me sad, but I've been around, although I was solo travelling, I've been around in New Zealand, I've been around my friends for the last 3 months, and so I've been around friends for such a long time, and I feel like coming home I'm gonna miss that because not many people are home, or I just feel like being around the people I was with whilst traveling, they're a lot more closer to me, and I feel like I'm kind of not leaving my friends in New Zealand, but I just feel like, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like even though I have my family at home, I feel like I'm gonna spend less time with friends at home than I have been in the last 3 months in New Zealand. And I don't know, that kind of makes me sad, because I didn't really think about that at first. When I was thinking about coming back home, I was like, oh yeah, I can do this and see my friends and do that. But in reality, my friends are kind of all over the place, and it's not like I'm coming home to a group of friends, and I think that might be a bit challenging. But otherwise, I'm really excited to see my family, to see my brother. I'm so excited to do crazy stuff with my brother as well. I know he's excited to see me, so that's going to be really nice. So I've been at the Melbourne airport for about like 7 hours now, and I was sitting in a cafe doing my course from my mum, which you should go check out. And now I'm just waiting for my flight to board. I'm sitting by the gate, and there's a piano here, which is so cool, and there's some random guy playing the piano, which is giving it such like a calming feeling to sit waiting for my flight. It's a 14-hour flight, and I'm not nervous, but it's a long time. So this is nice and relaxing, just listening to the music and kind of not doing anything. Okay, here we go. We're finally boarding our flight. We're waiting for so long, and now we're boarding. There's the plane. 14 hours. It kind of feels like this is already the plane that's taking me home, because the next one's only 6 hours, and this is like the longest one, so it kind of feels like this feels legit. I'm going home now. So we just took off, and whilst we were like taking off, it was like properly hitting me. I was like, I've landed in Abu Dhabi, and now I just need to find my connection flight to Zurich, and it's the last flight, which means in 8 hours I'm hugging my family and I'm home. Okay, I've gone through security, everything worked really well. This airport is huge and it's so modern as well. This is like massive. But my gate is only getting shown in like, what's the time now? It's 11:30 now, and my gate is being shown at 1:30. So I have a couple of hours till I even know where I'm going. So I'm just gonna find a nice spot to sit and watch a movie, I guess. But yeah, that's the update. So I was originally supposed to have like a 3.5 hour layover, and then my flight got delayed 2 hours. So now I've been waiting for 5 hours and I haven't slept enough. And now we're finally boarding. So this is good. Fingers crossed I can sleep on this plane, because then I'm in a better routine for when I get to Germany. So yeah, hopefully the seats are comfy and I can sleep. That would be really good. But so far all the flights have gone really well. Yeah, and I'm excited to see my family. Okay, one last flight. Let's go. As my travel completes, I am filled with gratefulness. Looking out of the window, I was faced with emotions. I couldn't help but feel proud of myself for what I had completed and what person I have become. Anxious by what was to happen when I landed and finally arrived home. Curious as to how I would be able to adapt back into my life. Most of all though, I felt utter joy for the amount of experience that now live in my heart and my mind. Reflecting on 5 months ago when I set off to Panama only to leave after 2 days and kickstart my Costa Rica trip. Meeting my family in Canada to celebrate Christmas. Road tripping America with my amazing mum. To finally spending 3 months in New Zealand. My heart is filled with love for the people I connected with and I became friends with. For the countless moments of laughter, bravery and peace I got to share with strangers, for the indescribable beauty of the nature I was able to travel through. I can't express enough how lucky and thankful I feel to have been able to experience the world as I have in the last 5 months. I'm already beyond excited for my next adventure, but for now, this is me coming home. Okay, we have landed. I'm in Zurich and I'm walking to the exit and I'm getting so nervous. I have so much adrenaline in me right now. I'm really just excited to see my family, but nervous to like walk out because oh my god, I'm actually home. I can't believe it. When the plane landed, I was like, no, I'm not home. This is weird. Why am I home? Okay, I'm about to walk through the exit and I need to take a few deep breaths before I go through, because I've been by myself for so long now. I think I'm gonna be a bit overwhelmed with my whole family there, so here we go. Time to come home.
How it sways in the sun, keeping our stories in its motion, lies the truth about us. Things time will tell, we might never know. We'll be gone before it all begins. Send me your songs of tomorrow.